let's talk about a secured finance application. In the VMware application, access to which virtual machines comprises finance app web 1 and finance app and finance deep. I must control communication application so that traffic is only able to pass on defined ports and between tiers, as shown in this table. Ending to finance web on port 443, finance web to app only access on the port 80, app to DB is my circle port. I will archive list by defining 3 new ESGs for each tier of application and implementing contract to secure the traffic flow. So showing you in here, each will be in EPG of their own, and to communication we have to create a contract to allow the communication traffic, just like in this table. So we have to run through a few processes in this task. So first we'll create is the contract and filter, and then we're going to assign the tags to the virtual machine in the vCenter. So next we're going to create a tag matched endpoint ESG. They'll have match. The last task, I will have to assign contract to finance ESGs. Last, we'll have to enable the ICMP for ping in all these tiers. So let's just talk about this part, contracts and filters. So contracts will provide a way for ACI to control traffic flow within ACI fabric between EPGs and ESGs. These contracts are built using a customer and consumer, their customer and provider model, where one endpoint group provides the service it wants to offer and another endpoint will consume it. Contracts are assigned to a scope of, it can be assigned to a global or a tenant or VRF or an access profile, okay, which limit the accessibility of contract. Contracts are not needed for communication between endpoints in the same ESGs. For example, Web 1, Web 2, in the same ESGs, they don't need a contract. So in Brief, the contract consists of one or more subjects. Each subject contains one or more filters. Each filter contains one or more entries. This is filter, this is the entry. Each entry is equivalent to a line in the ACL that is applied on the leaf switch to which the endpoint within endpoint group is attached. So contracts are composed of these items. So first, look at the contract itself, the name, and we have the subject. This is the subject, and the filters. We have filter, and we have actions will be permit. So we have contract name as showing here. I have contract subject is contains the filters. For example, you're gonna be filter will be TCP or UDP or ICMP or redirect, whatever. So I will have a contract filter. Filter is actually the filter for what destination, what source, IP, destination IP, and a port. This we call entries. So go back to my epic. This is the so filters is under contract filter. Let's create a filter. First filter I want to create is TCP SRC from ending to destination 80. So we're going to fulfilling the first filter, contract for web to app. Then let's click the app button. Enter the name TCP SRC, ending destination 80. Okay. IP TCP from port 80. Sorry, here we don't have to specify for the source to access destination 80 to 80. That's it. But still my filter. Next, we're gonna create another filter. Okay, filter will be TCP as source, ending to destination 443. HTTP S. Update, submit. Next filter we're going to create is for the MyCircle port, TCP SRC, ending DST 3306. Add an entry, IP, TCP 3303, 3306. Submit. Now we have and other filter. So these are the filter we're gonna create. Let's create our contract. We're gonna create a contract on the contract. First, we're contract permit to finance app. This is the contract we're gonna create. Okay. And default scope VRF or EPG EPG match the security group is under VRF, same VRF, network segments. These two are everything on the same VRF. So contract V add. One name is TCP. That's it. Filter. We want to use it. Filter the AT action permit and update. Click OK and then submit. Now have contract permit to finance app. Next contract is permit to finance DB. Okay, let's add TCP and filter. Choose the filter for the MyCircle port, source to destination, submit. Now we have another contract. Now we take fans app to DB and want to access web ESD is gonna be add a contract is to allow finance to the web from the previously created the AP match ESD AP. In it, we have ESG, all network segments. Now, network segments are matched with all the EPGs. Remember, EPGs is the other AP. So these will be matched with in the ESG. So from the same ESGs, we don't have contracts. We allow all communication. So, but anyway, let's create this contract first. Next contract, permit to finance web. Same scope. Let's use TCP as subject name, and we're gonna pick is 443. So we'll create 3 contracts. Next, we're going to assign tags to VMs to in the vCenter. So tags and attributes allow me to attach metadata to subjects in the vSphere inventory to make it easier to sort and search for these objects. Use these to control membership of ESG in ACI. So in this task, I will use a function tag to associate VMs to specific role like a web app and DB in our finance application. Go to vSphere. Hamburger menu here. Let's find out tags and the customer attribute. They have 3 tags have already been defined. They are use these tags to finance application VMs. Let's open inventory to the VM and templates view, and we'll select finance app 1 VM. Let's open the summary page. We're going to right click it to it and find out what is tag and customer attribute. Okay, let's do assign tag. Is app, so we pick app, assign. Now scroll down a little bit, and the tag is assigned with a tag app. Now we're to assign finance DB1. Click assign DB, assign, verify that, DB tag assigned, click finance web 1, assign, we're gonna assign web, assign, web is here. Let's go back to the Epic, right click application profile, then we're going to create a new application profile. Let's click finance. This step we're going to create is the new app called finance. Is the new application profile called finance. Click submit. Under finance, let's create the ESG we call app. Use the same VIF. Next. Now, do you see tag selector? Okay, let's go here. So tag value here, enter AP. As these trees are case sensitive and must exactly match the tags in vCenter. Click OK. And next. Finish. Now we're going to repeat the process to create the separate ESGs for DB and web VMs. Keep creating DB. Next. Keep creating web. Now let's see what we created. We created the ESG web, where we created the ESG called app. It's been created, and ESG DB. They are all under is the app finance, the AP finance. Okay. expand ESG. Let's assign a contract to finance ESGs. So first contract we're going to assign is a DB ESG. Open DB, and the contract we're going to provide a contract to provide DB access. Next, we're going to assign app contract to consume contract finance DB. Then let's go to app ESG. We're going to provide contract. Provide contract will be finance app. Who's going to consume it then? That's going to be our web to consume the app contract. All right. So the contract here has been connected. Okay. So next thing we're going to enable traffic to web ESG from any VM which is a member of our original ESG matched security group. From here to our web ESG, there will be a contract. Let's open differently in the EPG match security group. Okay? And we will find still ESG, network segment, go ahead contract, right click contract, and we're going to consume is the permit to finance web consume. Our contracts are in scope of VIF. That's why we're assigning to different access application profiles and their ESGs. Go to web ESG under finance AP. This will be a providing web contract. Now traffic is restricted between 3 tiers of finance application, but the web front end is accessible over HTTPS from any endpoint in the network segment ESG. So let's view the topology over finance. We can find out this. The web ESG is providing finance to web and consumed by the other access point. So by other application profile AP, it's ESG code network segments for any application to access the web ESG. And in between, they have a contract to communication for the communication between app, DB, and web. The same topology we'll have to see here is under ESG matched security group, and under the AP, we can find the contract for communication like this. Any endpoints in the network segment can communicate to web, access web HTTPS, so the contract permits to finance web, to the EPG, web finance. So now that ESGs, contracts, and so on are all in place, it is straightforward to enable more ports to our financed VMs. I must add the additional filters to the relevant contract. First, it will be enable ICMP to all finance VMs. Let's say I want to enable ICMP for all the finance VMs. We'll use the per-defined ICMP filter in the common tenant. So let's go add ICMP to permit finance app contract. Let's go find the contract. Find finance app contract. Under TCP, we're going to add a new filter. Select ICMP. Default is permit. Submit. And go to finance DB. Add filter. Scroll down ICMP. We'll add it to it. Find next contract, finance to web. This also allow to ping my web finance VMs. Now I have enabled ICMP between finance application ESGs. For now, we have completed our whole task. I will finish all of this.
Hey everyone, NetMaven here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to dive into the world of amazing network technologies with me, and please feel free to leave your comments below. Hey everyone, NetMaven here. Don't forget